I mean, I did get an amazing response from that conference. And I think holographic breathing does well at a conference where it has all of the different breaths works. Because basically it is original. It is something new. And again, not to put down other breathworks in any way, form whatsoever. I partake in them all. But it isn't the same as other breathworks. It does, you know, most, other than Vipassana or something like that, where you are, I can take these off because I've got an echo, where you is awareness of the breath. You know, the other breathworks are doing something with the breath. Either you're doing connective breath work where you don't have any spaces between the breaths and it produces a certain thing, or you're doing holds between the breath to produce an effect, or you're breathing cathartically and fast to produce an effect, or you're breathing slowly and extending the breath, and all of these different things, they're doing something with the breath. It is the same breath and you're doing it in different ways to get different effects, to slow down the heart, to speed up the heart, to drop the blood pressure, to raise, you know, and you can do all of that with breath. But something different happens in holographic breathing. Just breathing normally with holographic breathing, something different happens. It opens up a new paradigm. And that just isn't there in any other breathwork. There isn't any other breathwork where you just breathe normally at the same speed and this whole thing opens. So I think holographic breathing fares well in these summits because people think, well, that is totally different. Something, whether they know it intellectually or what, I think something different is happening with that. You know, I get a lot of initial replies. On the well, not on the downside, but on the other side of the coin, I think a lot of people are just doing that basic structure of holographic breathing. I mean, my YouTube videos, I teach holographic breathing in nearly all of them, and they've had over 130,000 views. So, you know, just from that, a lot of people are doing it. Different breathwork teachers teach holographic breathing. I don't think they take it very far. But I think it is spreading like that. But you may have noticed that the people who have the ability to take it deeper or to work with it are quite rarefied. You know, pretty well everybody here are already healers, already practitioners, a lot of long-term, you know, 40, 50-year practitioners, you know. So I think it does have a broad base, but in these advanced webinars, I think it is, well, I'm hoping it's not just for the few. I'm hoping, well, I'm more than hoping, I'm intending, and a vision, my vision is that at some stage it will be the same size and stature as connective breath or as Wim Hof or these different things. But in that it is new. And I just haven't seen other people do it. I definitely haven't seen it being taught. I just think there's a huge potential that we don't really know about. We don't know what's going to happen. Maybe really bad for you. You never know. People might do it for 10 years and then everyone start dropping dead. That bloody Martin, look, he's killed me. We don't really know, but that is part of the excitement for me, that it is uncharted territory. And definitely it had a large contribution to my Kundalini awakening, which was definitely uncharted territory. And I'm not saying that's going to happen to other people, but it's definitely taken me into uncharted territory. And an interesting thing happened in the last webinar. And I was talking, it may not have been the last one, but it was in a recent webinar. I was talking about longevity, and because my vision is, you know, there's all this, oh, we're going to be immortal, or breathwork makes you immortal. As far as I'm concerned, if I'm still aging, I want to die at some point, you know, because unless you're getting younger or staying the same age, you know, you don't want to live forever, because you're just going to get more and more weak and falling apart. And you don't want to be alive when your skin's falling off and you can't walk anymore and you're just bones. You know, if you're aging, fine, you die. And that's my vision. I want health. I would like health. And I'd like nice circumstances and those things. But I'm all right dying when I die. But when I was talking about it, about immortality, this really bright channel came in. So maybe that is possible. Maybe physical immortality is possible, but I don't think it's available in our present form. I think we have to evolve or be a much higher consciousness for that to arrive. But maybe you can move towards that. And definitely that channel had something to do with that, but maybe on a different planet or something. And I was speaking to the energy, and maybe one day on this planet, because there is an ET element to holographic breathing. There is something from other solar systems or planets or intelligence for me, because I feel it when I feel the energies and the higher energies around holographic breathing. It is of a higher source, but it's also, some of it is of another source, like Palladians or whatever these different beings are. There's something available there. And that's kind of what was coming through just before starting, that I've been rushing around all day trying to sort all this stuff out. So I haven't had much time to sit down and just meditate on what we're doing. And I was rushing around and talking to Spirit beforehand. And really nice, you know, because I'd worked all the stuff out. But it was like, as long as you channel, that's all that really matters, you know. Well, the other stuff does matter, but you have to include these higher energies, the channeling. And we don't really know what happens in that. You know, as these they're beyond our consciousness. And those energies are coming into us. And I don't think just healing us is what they're about. No, just making us better, getting over illnesses, making our life a little bit better. That may be part of it, but I don't think that's wholly what they're about. I think it's the transmission of knowledge or intelligence that goes beyond our understanding. I think that's important, and an agenda that we don't really know about on this level.